we're so honored to get a chance to serve here. And I know I speak for all of us that we're grateful for this opportunity, and we're grateful for what you're doing in this community. We'll pray all these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Okay, we're going to skip on down to item number 3, our education spot.
All right, hey, it's great to see so many folks here. It's awesome. We're gonna start with our recognitions before we move into our intermediate spotlight. So, Mr. Stover, Mr. Williams, who we got? Ms. Williams, who wants to go first?
I didn't know what to do. We have 2 recognitions, 2 young gentlemen in 5th grade who are very heavy into the youth fair and raising animals. I have Bryson Jones, who was champion barrel class 1. And then I have Marshall Dykes, who was barrel class 2 reserve.
I'll get a picture, guys, please.
Marshall. You and Marshall blend in. Great.
All right, we had 3 middle school kids students that did very well in the youth fair. First one, Jace Kristoff, class 4, Market Goat Reserve. Next, we have Delaney Gant, who was the pre-junior best of show in arts and crafts. And finally, we have Clara Wallace, who was barrel class 4 champion and reserve grain champion.
Stover. Few more high school kids. A lot of times we have other things going on. Are Kim, Macy, or Alyssa? I didn't see them. Okay, so Kim, she was Barlow Class 3 Reserve Champion. Macy was Barlow Class 3 Champion and Grand Overall Champion. And then Alyssa was Class 2 Champion. So just a little bit about that with the 2 others that are here, 2 other young men that are here. At the youth fair, they have 4 classes of hogs. They give a champion and a reserve champion for each class, and they give an overall champion, grand champion, and a reserve champion. So there's 10, all right about that, 10 awards for 4 classes, and Huntington kids won 8 of those 10. So we won every class. We won every class champion, 2 reserve champions, grand champion, and reserve champion. So it's a great show there at the whole show this year. We cleaned house. That's all I can say. And then Xander and Matthew, I didn't see Matthew or Xander. They also won championship livestock equipment. They built a feeder. So we won all those hog accolades. And then we also won the grand champion livestock feeder division. We also won the championship trailer, which was drug all over Texas. Dalton, is it just you? Dalton's here to represent. Do you want to tell them a little bit about the trailer?
We both 20
It's not Mr. What's his name in Houston?
Oh,
Reggie McCole. Tell them a little bit about it.
This is a 20-foot good snake low boy with like the ramps on it were fixed. So you just
run the tractor up on there and the axles are positioned to the back of it. So then you don't have any ramps to mess with and no.
It's a very impressive trailer. So very proud of him and the work they put in. They took it down, had it painted. A lot of work put into it. It even says it's got a Morton Farms cut out on it. Callie Neal couldn't be here tonight. She had a cheer competition, but she was senior best of show photography. But we did have Kennedy Beckman, who was able to make it tonight. And not only did Kennedy come and show up, but she also brought her senior championship best of show cookies for the board tonight. If you guys haven't had one, you went back there. Over there again, there were raspberry
Sork. It's chocolate with raspberry flavors in the middle and then lemon glaze on top.
delicious. And let's be honest, they weren't always the best,
No.
but we got there. And I will say this: that's something that it's not just show up and this is grandma's recipe and it's awesome. I mean, Kennedy really worked hard to perfect not just the taste, but consistency and how everything gelled together. So very proud of her and her hard work and not giving up on us. Can't tell we had a really good showing at the county show this year. So very proud of those kids. Even more, Emily. I didn't see Emily. Did I miss Emily? Okay, she was the reserve champion pullet. We also have Dalton back since you're here. I'm going to give you two here at the same time. Dalton also is grand champion middleweight steer and grand champion overall steer, and then also the market steer class 3 champion. So Dalton had a busy week there. He also had other animals too. And I don't think Mom cried this year when we give this steer. Okay. Preston, you borrow that shirt from Mr. Gartman, or do you have one? Just check. He had the market steer class 4 reserve champion as well. So he's very active. They hauled that thing everywhere. They were very busy all year. Let's go. Kaylee, did I see Kaylee? There she is. Okay, I thought I saw her come in. And then Kaylee was also market steer class 2 reserve champion. Once again, very proud of those kids, and it's not I don't know this, but I see a little bit of what they do, and just the time they spend. It's not just show up at the show with an animal. It's months and months and months of feeding up early, out late, wild. There's a lot of work to go. So to be successful at it, you can't just show up. You got to get out there, walk your animal, exercise, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but I do see the time and effort. So our kids are better for that. So I'm real proud of them and the work they put in. Also here tonight, we had two of our tennis players, mixed doubles, Miss Addie Stringer.
Come on up, Coach. Get in the picture with them.
Coach Lance is here as well. Coach Lance, our tennis coach. These two were second place in our district with mixed doubles, and then advanced on to the regional tennis tournament a couple of weeks ago. And so it's kind of interesting. They came back to Huntington. Actually saw them at a baseball game. Addie was sunburned, and then they didn't know whether they were in or out, how it would end up. They actually got to go back and have a play-in match against another team and beat them 6-1 and 6-0, 6-1
Right.
To advance on to the regional tournament. So very proud of Addie and Garrett. Last but definitely not least, right, Coach Ricks is our golf team. So Coach Ricks is our golf coach. I know since has been gone, but this year we had a special group of guys. I'm gonna have Grant Wilson, Bryce Grayhot, TJ Ricks. Zane Reynolds, did I see Zane come in? Kobe Metlin. These guys are the first boys golf team in Huntington history to advance to the regional tournament. So, very proud of them, and hopefully there'll be some trailblazers, and some of them are coming back, some of them are not, but hopefully that we'll be able to start something this year with these guys that will continue on. So, the very first regional qualifying Huntington golf team. Right here. And then one more golf accolade, Miss Annabelle Ricks. You can clap for her. That was district champion and moved on to regional tournament as well. Kind of windy the first day, but shot in the 80s the second day. Had a good day there at the regional tournament, almost not too far off from qualifying for the state tournament. But as an individual golfer, Anna is also fun to watch on the golf course. And then, if you didn't notice, we had a few Ricks that were at the regional golf tournament, and somebody may or may not have made a joke that they were having the Ricks family reunion at the regional golf tournament. So, and we'll take that too. Very proud of Anna as well.
So, hey, some of y'all might not know that I'm golfing, by the way. That Mr. Flowers is, I'm probably gonna get mad at me for saying this and doing this. He is, every morning we leave at 6, we left at 3 a.m. He is there. He's there to greet the kids, he always has a card for them. If he can't be there, he'll come by and leave it for me when they do leave. And he does it for every sport in our district, whatever time, he's always there to greet them, and the kids appreciate that. So the golf team has a card for him, but we really appreciate him for doing that.
Thank y'all very much. Miss Williams, intermediate.
I have with me Miss Angie Flowers, our one of our fifth grade ELAR teachers, and 3 of our boys who did very well in an assignment they had recently. If you know, if you've ever been in a classroom, it's hard to keep kids' attention nowadays. So you have to be creative, you have to catch their interest, you have to show them things that interest them, and still teach the content the state standards want us to teach. And so what they've been doing is pulling in some things called escape rooms. And there's a digital aspect of it, there's a paper aspect of it, there's an individual aspect of it. So these boys and Miss Flowers are going to talk to you a little bit about that and show you back here a slideshow they prepared for you and show you some videos to explain the escape room and what they've done recently.
One of the skills that when I look at our data, context clues are one of our weakest areas in 5th grade. So we constantly are working on that. So I wanted to make sure that instead of just always doing it paper and pencil, we came up with another way for them to work on context clues. But we kind of took it back, and y'all may see it looks a little familiar for some of you in your generation. It gets tickled here in the 5th grade because they're used to PlayStation and Xbox One and all. So you're about to kind of go back old school to Atari type for context clues escape room, and the kids really enjoyed it. So Brody, Carson, and Cameron, I asked them on, was it Monday or Tuesday? Well, they got invited to do come to the board. I said, I need you to make a slideshow. Told them what I wanted. We pulled it up. So this is all them. I put them in the hall after I talked to them about what I wanted, what we kind of wanted in this slideshow. I was amazed when they brought it to me and finished with it. I'm impressed, so I know that all you will also. So I'm gonna let y'all take it away. Here's my first one.
Okay, so in this escape room, we are this track here, the blue thing is a link to play it right now. We did really
So that's just the link that took them there. If you had the sound, they, real quick, you can kind of hear it, then you go back to the slide. But they put that link in there in case y'all decide y'all want to play it, that y'all can go in and play.
The sound thing is at the bottom right hand.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I didn't want to like get all this up there.
It's okay if it doesn't. They just kind of wanted y'all to hear it, but then they put that link. But if you can go back to their presentation too. There's a slide right before that one. There you go. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Welcome to the escape room where you have 7 tests and multiple choice problems. You'll get the number code for every game you pass. You'll get 4 numbers, you'll get the special code and move on. And when you get the 4th stage, you will have to put together all the numbers and you've gotten from the games, and it has to be the right code. In this room, you will be presented with a game like Space Marines, and will have to take out 5 aliens by answering problems correctly. If you miss even one question, you will lose and have to try again. After you get all 4 problems correct, you will get the first digit to your code. But you might want to write it down, because if you forget a digit, you'll have to go back and do it again. In this game, you will have to get the blocks to build up, and when you get the blocks all the way up, you will get the second digit to the code. It's like, oh, y'all ever played Tetris? No, Tetris? It's Tetris. In this game, you are a pad, and when balls fall on you, you hit the balls, and you have to try to break all the blocks. And when you break all the blocks, you will get the 3rd digit to the code. But one question wrong, and you have to restart the game.
What does it mean when a ball spawns?
Oh, whenever it comes down, you have to try to hit it off the little slider thingy, and then you have to try to break all the blocks.
Okay.
And in this game, you are a frog trying to cross the road, like the chicken. And every time you get and get to the other side, every time you get a question correct, you progress. One wrong, and you have to start over. If you get all 4 questions correct, then you get the last digit to your code. Congratulations to get to this point. You will have to you had to get the code correct by getting the digits from all the games. This means that you have escaped between the room. If you did, and beaten the game, if you didn't get here, then you should have given yourself a pat on the back.
All right, awesome.
They had really enjoyed all the students. They worked together with a group to get through each room and worked on their context clues. So all of them were successful, so they were proud of themselves.
Yes.
On
It should
that.
be. That was great.
Good job.
Oh, picture.
We've got one more recognition, so if you will, before y'all leave, if you don't mind, Mr. Mitchell's gonna present this. Mr. Tim Flint is finishing up 6 years serving on our school board, and so we have him with plaque tonight. And Mr. Mitchell will present that with Mr. Flint. So I'll finish it. Tim, we appreciate you very much. Time, sir. And Susan, you got that for us?
Yeah.
Speak to it.
Well, on behalf of the rest of the board, it's been a pleasure serving with you. Anyway.
Thank
You too, Dave.
All right, you're more than welcome to stay as we move in. If you'd like to leave, you most certainly can. We understand.
Move on to item number 4, consent agenda.
Annabelle, I got the Art Mandalay golf team, thank you very much.
I know,
Oh, remember, yes.
Coach Sam, thank you all for thank you. Thank you.
No, you're not.
I'm sorry about that.
Our normal APGI. Sir? Yes, sir. Oh, I thought you.
Oh, no, sir.
What'd you say? It's all.
It's
part
all
of
under
the consent agenda, it's not.
Yes,
it's
sir.
not action.
It is.
Yes.
Part of it.
There's more cookies in there if anybody wants them.
Thank you, baby. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'll make a motion that we approve consent agenda.
Second.
You got it.
Yeah, Philip and Josh.
Yes.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor, just time by the motion carried. Okay, 5, action and discussion items, 5A, consideration and action, if any, upon revision to our District of Innovation Plan.
District Innovation Plan is good for 5 years, so we had that in 2017 through August 31 of this year. We added 2 things to the District of Innovation Plan that we need board approval on, and then tomorrow, we've gone through the year with this, having the proper meetings. Our site-based committee approved this 2 weeks ago to bring to the board, and so with board approval, then tomorrow I'll submit to TEA, and we will put a link on our website. The 2 things we added would be on the teacher contract / employee pay for emergency purposes. We would be able to pay during those times. Board can pass a resolution, but sometimes pay periods come prior to, and so this would allow us to do that, pay during those emergency closures. And then on interdistrict transfers, if you accept transfers, normally, the way the law, you have them for the entire school year. But in the District of Innovation Plan, we can put in there to help our district if there's attendance issues, discipline, or grades, then they can be dismissed at any time back to their home district. So those are the 2 things that we've added, and just with your approval tonight, then tomorrow submit to TEA, post it, and then we'll get notification if that's. This is just the final step.
Should Dr. Betty still be listed as a?
He is through that part, and we'll remove at that time, but he was in it, all the documents we've submitted up to that point. I didn't want a chance when they see a name off there, and hey, you turned in something different from what you preliminarily turned in. Yes.
Yes. Make a motion, we approve the revisions to our district innovation plan.
I'll second. Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries. 5B, discussion only, maintenance, custodial grounds and transportation.
I'd asked those gentlemen, their rotation time came up, we've been having them come every 3 months, so thought Mr. Crane give us an update where they're at, what we're looking at, and then follow them, the Ricks, S Ricks, and then T Ricks. Mr. Crane?
All right, things been going pretty good. We're kind of winding down the school year and getting ready to wind up the summertime pretty much, so. But everything's been going good. We finished up a few projects. We, built a fenced-in area at the elementary school where all delivery trucks pull in. Before, they had to open the gate and back in, actually with the kids kind of crossing right there. So we built a U in there with a wooden picket fence to kind of separate the delivery trucks come from where the kids are walking through. So that was kind of a safety and cosmetic thing also yesterday. So yeah, so we did that and got it done. While we was on the fence building, we went over there to Ashley's house there at the football field and redid the rent house fence around it too, and got it all back going. And had a couple of trees in there that was dead, so we need to get them out of there anyway. So we took the old one down and got a new fence built there. So yeah, we finished up a remodel for Molly over there at her office. You had a couple new people come in or get y'all some more room. The cold base finally came in. We ordered cold base for around the walls. I think it took 6 months to get the cold base in for that color to match up. So yeah, that was good. So we finished that up, gave them a little bit more room over there. And Jeff keeps ordering TVs for us. We've been putting TVs up over there. So we got a few of them put up, moved around and everything. So that's been working good. So lots of work orders, just general stuff, just plumbing, just normal everyday stuff. Coach Jones got us some speakers from the baseball and softball fields. We installed those for him, got all those hooked up, mounted and everything. So other than that, end of the year stuff, moving tables, setting up, different events. I know we got spring show this weekend. We moved some stuff over there for that and got it ready to go. So
Graduation's coming.
We got Pride coming up. We got several different kindergarten, different things coming up. And end of the year program. We'll be moving stuff every couple of weeks. Always something to do, yeah. Like I said, we're winding down in the summertime. We're looking, of course, the ACs on the schedule for this summer. We haven't got a confirmation date on when they're going to start. They're still trying to get all the components, all of them in. So hopefully that will happen this summer, but keeping our fingers crossed on them. And the freezers, I know we had them several times come back and forth to y'all about a half a dozen times. So we finally got a ship date. The only bad thing about it, it's like July 25th. So we have like a week or 2 weeks to install those, but I mean, we'll get it done, but it'll be tight. It's gonna be tight, so. Yeah, that's the thing. So if not, we're gonna have to do moving some stuff around and maybe bring in some temporaries here and there on different campuses to get us by while we do that. But elementary, we're enlarging yet. So we're gonna go ahead and do the remodel this summer. Leave the freezer in place, but go ahead and move the walls out and do all the demo and get in position for them. Yeah, so when they do show up, we'll hit the ground running and go ahead and get them installed. So it's gonna be tight, but I think we'll be all right on it.
When are the paint projects gonna start?
They're gonna start the 6th. Yep, I've got them set up with Taylor Brothers. They're gonna start the 6th at the high school, and then they'll move toward elementary after that. So it's set up, ready to go.
We had a meeting today after admin team because we finally got the date, and so coordinated with Coach Jones with the gyms and when we get in summer school and all, so.
Yeah, it'll be kind of a flip-flop thing between different crews, and if the ACs come in, we'll have to coordinate that because the floors and basketball, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a chore there, but we'll make it all work out, so.
To get the ACs in, will they complete that this summer?
They will, yeah, if they can get the parts in, they'll hit it running. I've talked to the guys, and they're gonna send most of their crew down here. Yeah, well, I mean, it's 80 or 85 units, I think, is what we're doing, yeah. So, yeah, it's gonna be a pretty good chore, but if we get them in, they're gonna dedicate most of their crew to get it done, so. It's just a matter of getting everything in, so.
Middle school bit a little easier.
Yeah.
What little bit they're doing there. I mean, those are individual units where high school to intermediate kind of got to happen all at once because of the.
Let it work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, they're all on the roof.
Yeah,
So
the
they're all
crane
gonna
truck, they'll have to get a crane truck, or
Yeah.
they've talked about doing a helicopter too. I mean, well, they said the ones originally with the helicopter, so
They sent them originally with a helicopter?
Yeah, when they built the school, they did it with helicopters.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool to watch.
Yeah. I like to watch that.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, so yeah, everything is going, I mean, summer projects, we're gonna be doing a little bit of painting ourselves. I wanna do the visitor bleachers coming in after, I wanna try to get them done, and, parking lots, I wanna try to stripe the parking lots this summer, give them a fresh look. So, I mean, we're gonna be doing a little bit of stuff like that in the remodel over there, and a few things at high school, we gotta add a door over there between classrooms, a couple of things in there, so. And of course, my guy's gonna do there's some sheetrock repair to be done before the painters come in, so. Them starting on the 6th gives us a couple of weeks to get in there and do the repair work, so. So, yeah, it's good to buy here, so, yeah, like I said, we're gonna wind down the school year and wind up the summer, so, yeah, we're gonna keep moving along, so, but everything's going good. I said, I appreciate y'all's support and everything, so we're doing pretty good.
We're going pretty good in the custodial right now. We're actually at full staff, which is unusual, so, and we actually have, well, I'd say 1.5 subs. Don't tell my wife I called her a half, but she only works certain days, so. Yeah, that's right, she can.
Yeah, well,
But,
I hope you already ate today.
yeah, I do all the cooking, I got that man. Yeah, thank you.
Lots of friends.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the room is full of them. We are still waiting on 4 pieces of equipment out of our original order of equipment that we still haven't got on our janitorial equipment.
What is it?
It's the ones we bought we had 4 machines. I got one for each campus. And it's the ones that will do like our tile in the bathroom floors. It's like well, you know what a pressure washer machine for sidewalks is that does like pavement? It looks just like that, and it basically is that. It has a pressure washer, but you can add chemical to it, and it vacuums up while you're doing it. So it sucks the water up as you're doing it. So you can go in and do the grout on the floors to try to keep them, they're not really supposed to be black, they're supposed to be white. So, but we have one of those for each campus coming. We haven't got those yet. Everything else we got in, and it has made a big difference in our hallways. So when we start doing the wax stripping and waxing where the short floors are back bright and shiny, which we are doing high school this year, so that's why we were all meeting today. We're going to work around painters, the floor. Yeah, we're doing all of that at one time. So, but we've got it figured out. I think it's going to work pretty good. We got a plan. So
We asked, and the company brought a sample to show what the epoxy floor at that elementary entrance will look like that we're gonna have done. So the right side has the more flakes of the red, black, and white in there on that gray. So
More or are they bigger or both?
it's more percentage on the right side than the left side is. It's a less percentage of the color flakes.
it has that red H currently on the floor, and so that will have a red H in that, and then go up on the wall with the.
Yeah, that was one thing I was impressed with when he said he could do the code base, and instead of putting like just code base, and John and I were talking about that earlier. Not only does that help code base not falling off the wall, that also helps when we do any type of, like if we have to get wet water down to do something, it doesn't go up under, your wall. This seals it off completely from getting moisture under there. I mean, critters, all kinds of stuff. And I see lots of pluses with that going up in the code base.
Especially if it
That
takes
way.
6 months to get the code base.
Yeah, it took a while for sure.
Yeah, any questions on the custodial?
So that's just that's the foyer?
Doing the entrance, get to see that, and then we can make a plan.
Yeah, that'd be a good test because it's, we've added on that foyer a couple times, so it's got a lot of floor patch underneath it. It's got 2 different foundation levels, so it'll be, if it can hold up to that, different levels, it's the true test for it.
Yeah, to go in.
Be a good test, you're right.
Just Tyler sure won't hold up.
No, we do tile every couple of years and they're trying to replace it. They just don't.
And can they get the materials, or are we gonna be in the same shape as the track?
No, he can have the material. He said he can get it.
They'll notify tonight or tomorrow, and they know we're good to go, so.
Yes, sir. I told him after night I'd get him a call and him know where we stand on it. And then our grounds, we're doing, still waiting on one mower to come in. They have no idea when. He'll know 24 to 48 hours before it shows up. He said he'd give me a call. And then we will continue with when summer starts, we'll continue with the soft washing. plan on having all the buildings and stuff done after the summer before school starts, getting all that soft washing done. So we kind of had a little bit of pause on doing that, but we'll get back to that. So. Mhm.
Mr. T. Riggs.
I'll say, since we can get this, let's just put this on the track. It'd be interesting to watch.
Supply chain, no problem there.
I know I usually gripe when I come and give my reports that these guys always have like displays to show and slideshows. I always say, we just pick them up, bring them home. This time I actually have some news I can give you. We have started the AC installations on the full-size buses, and it is a blessing. I told the admin team this morning, first time in my life I've ever got this complaint from a bus driver on a regular route bus. Yeah, the kid dropped because it was too cold on the bus.
Wow.
You tell him to bring a coat in. We've gotten 4 completed. We've got 2 there right now. We're doing 2 at a time, and it's on a bus, it's almost a 5-hour drive. So I don't know if you know where Hazlet, Texas is, above Fort Worth, I think, up in that area. So I'm having 2 drivers every weekend, pick up 2, drop off 2, and come back. So took a little while because we were waiting just like everything else, COVID. We were waiting on the specific brackets we have the 6 new buses we just bought were Cummins engines, and then the rest of them we have are international DT 466 engines. So he got the Cummins engine brackets in first. So we've done those. He just talked to him the other day, and we finally got the brackets for the rest of the buses. But he wanted to go ahead and finish the other 2 Cummins up. So when we get those back this weekend, we'll start bringing the other ones. I think we have 7 more of those left. And then towards the end of the school year, so we don't have to take them off the athletic trips, we're gonna do the red and black buses.
Compressor brackets, so what you call it?
Yes, yeah, to mount the compressors on those engines. But, when we first did this, I thought it was like in the special needs buses, 1 unit in the back, 1 unit in the front. This is actually 3 units. There's 1 in the back up on the top in the header panel, 1 in the front on the header panel, and the driver gets AC too. They add vents under the dash, and they put some down by the stairwell. And then the top unit up here also has a vent that blows down on the driver. So it's amazing. I stepped on one the other day when it was hot, and you could hang meat in that thing. Hopefully they'll hold up to these roads.
Yeah.
If somebody
So
gets
you've
something
driven
about
many
that.
times and hot, here we go.
I can help you with that. I know a guy that can get you on that team.
We appreciate our drivers and doing that, that's a good thing, and the kids.
I did think into the future that it's kind of, I think next time we buy buses, I think probably got to buy buses with AC from now on.
Yeah.
That will go back to, you don't want to put them on AC and then buy them. Might think about that in the future, but no, I appreciate that.
Got any idea what that's gonna add?
15 or 20. Yeah, it's between 10 and 15. And it was only in the same company, if I buy international buses, this company is gonna put them on there. They charge us, I think it was 8 something, 82.50. So I don't know why it's more. If you get it, you buy a new bus. I don't know, it's an amazing option. I'm glad. Like I said, hopefully these new systems are, 10 years ago, I would not have been, I would have had to hire a new guy just to keep up with the maintenance, because they just weren't reliable. These new systems, I think they're a lot better, and hopefully they'll be a lot more reliable, but we'll see. I've talked to other people that's had them, and they don't have the problems that, you used to, and we do have our special needs buses, we're not seeing, the maintenance we used to have to do with them, so. Cross fingers, but thank y'all, that's.
Thank you.
Let's move on to item number 6, the superintendent report.
It's got the monthly expenditures there, in question attendance and enrollment, you can see attendance has begun to climb up, so we're thankful for that. Just to share, we talked about hold harmless and financial loss due to attendance. The commissioners came out, they're gonna give the first 4 to 6 weeks, you have a targeted attendance percentage rate, right? So for the first 4 6 weeks, for us, 95.1. So we know we will be funded at 95.1 for those. So that's a good thing for us. For the second, for the 5th and 6th 6 weeks, there's no adjustment, but as you've seen, our attendance has gone up. So now if we had severe illness and we were 10 percentage points lower than we were at a particular time, last year, that's when you would get the waiver. They're not doing any waivers for the first 4 6 weeks. They're gonna give you that TAPR, they're calling it. And so ours is 95.1. So Glenn and I were awfully happy about that. And then the 5th 6 weeks and the 6th 6 weeks, we were actually, 93, 96, between there. So that was a good thing. So we were asking for, the whole homeless as the whole state was doing. And so as we're talking about attendance and enrollment there, I want to share there, that came out after our last board meeting prior to this one. So I want you to know, so we'll get 95.1 on those first 4 6 weeks. So,
It's district-wide, right?
yes.
So,
Yeah.
Kansas can help fluctuate for average.
Yes, so we're thankful. The HES entrance, I'm just gonna make sure, we had the display today for everybody. Board election, early voting started today, and so that will run the rest of this week, 2 days next week, and then the election will be on May 7th. So just a reminder, early voting has started. Budget workshop will be next Monday, a week from tonight at 6 o'clock right here, so make sure you're here for that. Mr. Frank and I'll present. We'll also have Mr. Perry here, Mr. Estridge, just go over some things there that will be in the budget for next year, just to go over that. So I want you to make it. We'll come back up to the May board meeting. The SLI conference, which is June 16th through 18th in San Antonio. Travel will be on the 15th. Ms. Kenny will register us for tomorrow. June 16 to 18, that's the Thursday through Saturday. The 15th, is Wednesday. We usually always travel down. So tomorrow starts registration, hotel registration, and conference registration. So she will be logged on in the morning to get us there. I'm gonna bring up the end of year activities. You have that in front of you with all the activities that we got starting on Saturday, the spring show. In front of you are your spring show tickets. Ms. Clifton sent those, and also Mr. Neal sent you the Pride invitation to graduation there. So those are the 2 envelopes in front of you. So personnel report we'll discuss, in executive session shortly. Jumping back up to the May board meeting. So a little different with the election falling on May 7th. Normally it's the 2nd, 1st, 3rd. We try to have the May board meeting where we can canvass votes and have one meeting. It's usually early because of the number of activities going on. With the election being on the 7th, we cannot canvass votes until May the 10th. And you can canvass May 10 through 18. And so normally we do it on that second Monday, but then when you start looking at those activities there, the 9th would be the date we would probably have it, but we can't canvass the votes then. So then you go to the 10th. We've just got to decide if you jump to the 16th, the following Monday, athletic awards. To canvass votes, you only need 2 board members. It's just a matter of posting it. 2 board members come up and you read who ran, the number of votes. It's that simple. I mean, it takes no time. So we could have our meeting on May 23rd. It's the Monday after school is out, which is not a problem. Our elementary has our education spotlight. It can be virtual, the recognitions, we make sure we recognize those students. So we could meet on the 4th Monday of May. It is not Memorial Day, which normally it can fall that way because the 30th would be there. And then we could canvass votes. Even during the day, we'll know the results of the election on the 7th, but we're waiting on the county to give us the information. And then we just need at least 2 board members to come to canvass. So that could be done at the convenience of the board. And we could have a board meeting on the 23rd, unless we want to go off of a Monday and have it during the
just
week.
move our board meeting up and do it all at the same time.
We could, if we wanted to canvass, and just looking at the calendar, like the 12th.
I'm out of town though.
Just saying, we could do it the 10th. I'm just saying, or we could do it the 17th. You can see the different activities going on that could involve some of our senior scholarship ceremonies on 17th. We can find any day in there. Also, that night we swear in new board members. reorganize the board, on that, and then normally we do canvas, and then swear new board members and all, yes. But the way that,
We don't have to do it all together.
we
like
don't.
normally.
It's-
The
it's
16th,
follow-
because of the awards, that's the reason we're not doing it the 16th,
No, we most certainly can have it that night. The athletic awards, we just be running simultaneously. That involves Mr. Stringer for sure. Mr. Stowe, what time it is?
Is it 6 or?
$6:30. We're on the 16th? Yeah, we could have a meeting, I mean, we just have to post earlier. Oh, yeah, we got plenty of time.
depending on how much stuff.
I'm good whenever too.
6:30, athletic awards are 6:30. So if we
So
went
we can
five
go
o'clock
we
on
should
the
have time
16th.
as long as we go through it.
Yep, because we have until the 18th canvas, so, certainly could.
When's the earliest time you can do it?
10.
10.
I'm out of town that whole week,
Just
though.
keep it on.
I'll leave the 7th and get back the 14th.
16th on the Monday at 5 o'clock.
Good with that, Charles?
Yes.
Ben, you? Yeah, he said that.
Ben, yeah, Ben said I had his proxy, I can just say he's good. If not, he'll just deal with it.
All right, Ms. Kenny, we'll go May 16th at 5, and then that would be, I'm looking, Mr. Stover, the high school calendar says 6:30.
In regards to, budget workshop, you're gonna invite, two that are running for the board.
Mr. Ross has been invited, and Mr. Selby has been invited. So, Stuff.
So, we'll make it 5 o'clock.
We'll canvas first, and then swearing other board members. Thank you, that'd be good. Keep it on Monday. Mr. Stover, on the senior parade, will they leave from the
Same
junior high?
route,
Just same route.
across the high school. Starts at 6 o'clock.
Wow. That's always fun, so
Coolest parade we have over here.
yes. Someone that will make it a swimming pool in the back of a pickup truck. We've seen
Easy.
it is, what do you say?
It's the easiest parade. And no adults involved, just tell kids line up, 6 o'clock, we roll to high school, and they do it, line up, they have a number.
Miss Hooper, you got 16, so you can, for your elementary. Awesome. Good. No,
Just
no.
gotta be ready for
She's doing spotlight that night, so that'll actually, kids will be in school, and so they'll be able to attend, and so, perfect. Thank you.
Good.
Yes, sir. Conclude superintendent.
We are down to item number 7, that is executive session. I'll adjourn us into executive session. During the course of the meeting, discussion of any item on the agenda should be held in the meeting. The board will conduct a closed meeting in accordance with Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, chapters 551, subchapters D and E. 8:24, calling us back into open session. We're gonna move on to, item number 9A, personnel consideration. And action, if any, upon employment, resignations, extended leaves, additional positions, and other personnel matters.
Make a motion, ready for that?
Yep.
Make a motion, we, approve personnel report revision number 3, dated 4/25 at 4:30 PM, as presented.
I second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
No.
All those in favor? Motion carries. Okay, move down to item number 10. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
That's right.
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned. 8:24. We didn't even make it.